What about the rest of your life? You're doing, SAS shows and jumping out of helicopters. You're doing this killer whale show. What's with the jumping out of helicopters? Like, what makes you think I'm 60 and I'm going to do some crazy?
I was 58 at the time.
All right,
but I mean,
daredevil stuff. That's for young guys like me at 52.
You'd be a great contestant, so don't keep it up.
Sign me up.
I may recommend you. You're in great shape. You'd be a great contestant. I don't know what got into me. My agent said to me, you should do this, and it will lead to a lot of possibilities for you, and you'll learn a lot, you'll meet a lot of people, and I did it.
You're the only Wall Street guy with an agent, right?
Probably.
Okay.
I got a speaking agent, I got a talent agent, and they booked me on stuff.
Okay. So
I was scared, man.
Really?
I was scared.
Because they don't play around?
The SAS guys?
Yeah.
No, I was scared.
Okay.
I did 6 of the 10 days. My body was breaking down. I fell off of these like tubes of steel, 85 feet in the air on cargo containers, like 5 cargo containers stacked. And I had a harness on, a safety harness, but I was like duck waddling over these 2 steel tubes. And I fell through the center of the tubes and I wrenched my neck and my shoulder. And I was so tired. It's like, oh. And when I landed and they lowered me to the ground, I'm like, okay, I'm out. I got to get out of this thing. And that was the 6th day. It was the end of the 6th day. We drove back to the base camp. I asked to see the staff sergeant. I said, I'm sorry. And then the guy was like, hey, Mooch, you do realize you're 58 years old. There's Olympic athletes left in there. There's professional baseball, basketball, football players left. You're the only civilian left in the group. You got to stick this out. And I looked him straight in the face and said, I'm going to die, man. I can't do it. And I handed him my armband. I rang the bell and I went home. But it was a great experience because I bonded with a couple of guys like Mike Piazza, the baseball legend, Danny Amendola, the wide receiver, Dwight Howard, the center for the Lakers. I bonded with these guys, but I learned about myself. I learned something that I want to share with you guys, if you don't mind. Control your fear. There's something you want to do. Control your fear. Okay, you can probably do it. Henry Ford said, if you think you can do it or you think you can't do it, you're right. Control your fear and go do the thing that you're dreaming to do. And that was something that was a big lesson of that show.
And you take that into the markets, into your life, into
life,
Okay.
Avalanche, fired from the White House, humiliated on the tabloids, rolled in margarita salt after they skinned me alive on Pennsylvania Avenue. Okay, not as bad as the Sam Bankman-Fried story, where I sell 30% of my business to him and his team, and I take him with me to the Middle East and I introduce him to my friends, and he embarrasses me and has now been convicted of fraud.
What a saga.
I mean, that's right. But here's the thing. Be a baby. No self-pity. Life is unfair. You and I have won the lottery. Even if some things that are happening to us that we don't like or we think they're unfair, stay in the game.
Okay.
Get up. Do the 10 push-ups. Loosen up your back. Attack the day. Don't sit there and say, ooh. Nobody wants to hear it. My grandfather had a great line. He says, I said, Poppy, how you doing? He said, what's the sense of complaining? Nobody listens. Nobody's listening. They're worried about themselves. They don't give not one iota about you and me.
Don't complain and stay in the game. I like that.
Don't complain. Stay in the game and control your fear.
Okay. That's what it taught you.
When I left Goldman Sachs, I was 32 years old. I had $200,000 of debt. Some of it was mortgage, and some of it was school debt. And I just gutted it out. I said, I'm going to make it work. Burn the boat. Set the boat on fire, man. Don't look back. Say, you know what? That boat's done. I got to go hunt and fish and build this log cabin and make a life. And you can do it. You can do it. If you believe that. I'm sorry I dropped the...
That's all right. They're right there.
But is that all right?
Yeah, I think they're
Fuck.
fine there.
When you hire Italians to speak at your podcast, they move around a lot. You know, they
It's
got a
all
lot
good.
of stuff going on. But you know, that's the thing. You believe. Don't give up. Fight the fear. The fear is normal. The self-consciousness is normal. You know, there was one guy once, Brian, came to see me. I was having a successful run as an entrepreneur. It's the late 90s. I left Goldman in 96, maybe in 99. I had a good run. I was making some money. And this financial analyst or consultant, similar to me at Goldman, similar job, came to see me. He said, hey, you know, you're doing great. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go start my own business. I said, you are? He said, yes. I said, okay, can I impose myself on you for a second? Can I show you my Hamptons house? Okay. So come down the hall, come down the hall. I walked him down the hall and I opened up the closet and there was a server stack in there that cost me about $950,000 in 1999. I said, that's my Hamptons house. Meaning I can't afford a Hamptons house. I put all the profits of the business into the server stack so I could trade better. And I looked at him and said, are you willing to put your Hamptons house in the closet? If you are, you should leave Goldman. You should drop those cocktail parties where you got your finger up in the air and you're taking the little Frankfurter and the wrap, you know, and you get your finger up in the air. You should leave those parties and come to work. But you probably want to sell the house in the Hamptons and buy these computers and put them in the closet. Because that was my Hamptons house. You with me?
Yeah.
And you either get that and you're ready for that and you are jacked up with excitement to do that, or you don't get that.
Did he want to do that?
He never did it. No, he's still at Goldman. It's 30 years. 96, 97. It was 99. Where are we now? 25 years later, he's still there.
Okay.
And God bless him.
Right. It's a certain type of person.
But that's another lesson. Know who you are. If you're not Jeff Bezos, it's cool. You don't need to be. If you want to stay at a corporation because you're better at a corporation, don't feel bad about yourself. Enjoy that. Own who you are.
Yeah.
Don't pretend you're somebody that you're not.
That's the theme of this show. Own who you are.
Own who you are. London real. That's why people listen.
Yeah.
They want realness from you and they want realness from their guests. Your guests.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy.
The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple-digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm gonna tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline.
I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up.
If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you gonna do? What's the choice that you're going to make?